beautiful day in New Hampshire. We are up in the White Mountain National Forest today. I was pretty happy when I ended up getting to the parking lot. Apparently the annual National Parks Pass that you can end up buying takes care of the parking fee out here. We're going to end up going to the water feature a bit further up ahead. It's 6/10 of a mile, so a fairly short walk. And then we'll capture some features of the water over there. See you in a few. Sounds like we're coming up on it. Oh yeah. Don't die, it's bad for your health. Here we are. Awesome. Well, we can traipse around a bit out here, see what we like, find a composition, and take some pictures. It is interesting how smoothed out the rock is just from all these years of water pounding it. I'm not sure I like anything that's there at the moment, so we will continue up, see if there's another site. Looks like a fair amount of people up here enjoying the day. Cool. Yeah, I think moving up a bit further is going to be the move. Some really nice cascades just a bit further up here. Love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. All this rock is pretty wet just because it rained a little bit ago, so I'm trying to be careful not to slip on this granite. Trying to find the best way to end up getting up here because I think there's going to be a nice composition. Yeah, we'll inch over here. Okay. Nice. Cool, 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 cool. So the shot here might be looking up at an angle, but where I want to be is quite honestly just on that rock, and I'm not going to be able to get over there very easily. Not from here anyway. I'm going to put the camera away for a minute and try and plan out a composition I like. See you in a minute. Okay, so we made it up just a little bit above the rocks here. We'll go ahead and get the tripod set up. Pretty decent composition. Feels a little bit heavy on one side relative to the other, but this is just the first of a couple we'll end up taking out here, I'm sure. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the ISO down to 100 just so it's slowed down a bit. We'll do this with a 2-second timer. That's okay. I do think this is going to end up being one for the ND filter, so let's go ahead and put that on. Alright, filter's on. Let me get it F11, just because it's a fairly wide frame. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 25-second exposure. New Hampshire's a buggy state. Man, that's a lot of bugs. Again, I'm not super thrilled with the composition, so I think we'll walk around a little bit more, see what else we can end up finding here.
It wasn't too much further down that I had found my next composition. Diana's Baths has a number of these little pools all throughout it. This little basin collecting with water had this cool rock in it, and I thought that needed its own photo. The Cascade has a number of levels to it that are each about like 8 or 10 feet high, so it was on to the next one.
Howdy. So we made it to the second level. Okay. Go ahead and set you there. Really enjoying the scene, just because there's this area where the water's kind of accumulating here, and then 3 separate waterfalls. So again, we're going to keep the ND filter on and capture this. Doing manual focus as well. Nice and wide, so we capture everything going on in the scene here. All right, 10 seconds on the clock to get rid of the shake. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful shot. Oh, I'm happy with how this is gonna be. All right, let's see if we can move a little bit further over, get some pictures of these other falls. Oh my God. Mwah. Let's go ahead and get set up. Nice scene. We'll do this at like zoomed in a little bit and then one that's fairly wide out, just so we have a bit of a difference in two images and we can decide which one we like after the fact. Get the focus set up manually. You're lucky you get to time shift through this every single time I do a long exposure. Pretty good. Yeah, I do think that zooming in on the area of interest here with the waterfalls is gonna be what I wanna do. So we'll do another one here at 35 millimeters. I really wanna make sure that focus is tack sharp though, so I'm gonna double check it. All right, 25 seconds, f11. Zoomed in, 35 millimeters on the image. Pretty swell. I like that quite a bit. Always it's hard to tell if you're gonna like it whenever you end up getting on your computer though, so we'll see how that one turns out in post for sure. I think that's it for this scene. Let's see if we can find another composition we like.
So I said that's it for this scene, but still found one more composition that I was kind of partial to. Up to 3 images in the same scene. First image, second image, third image. Let me know in the comments below, which one did you like the most? Another composition just a little bit further up ahead. I was so confident I was going to end up liking this scene. Ended up going through the motions, took the photo, and then all I could focus on after taking it is this rock just being way too big in the frame, and then the bottom right-hand corner. What is going on with the water? Why is it foamy? It just detracted from the image enough, and I didn't really like it.
So far, pretty happy with everything we've been able to capture in here. Fun check, fun check. Nice logs just up here. Not sure that there's a way I'd like to capture that. Nice flumes up here. There we go. There's a nice composition just up ahead here with a wider waterfall. Some folks plan, but we'll let them enjoy it and then we'll get a capture. Slippery. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and find a composition here. It's a little precarious walking around, just with how wet the ground is. Well, I found my, my composition that I want right up next to the falls here. I set up my tripod. It's really slippery, so I just need to take it slow. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think we actually need to do a vertical panorama here.
I took 6 exposures in total here. After putting them together, I came out with this at a 5x7 crop.
I like this place. All right. I'm gonna get the camera off the tripod and just focus on walking up here so I can explore just a little bit.
And with that, I pulled together my things. Managed not to break my stuff on the way down.
Big fan of not breaking my stuff.
And was startled by a random noise in the woods.
Easily startled by the noises sometimes.
Startling aside, I found my way to another composition.
This is pretty. I really like that pine tree there, and I'm wondering if I can get further back and capture that in an image without this canopy starting to interrupt that view. I might be able to on the side here, but then the river doesn't look very good. Bear with me. I think we're just gonna have to go with that rock and do our best. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. There we go, rocking and rolling, folks. All right, we're gonna end up having to do a panorama with this one as well. Just too much to see here. I'm gonna turn up the ISO just a bit more. I'm gonna go 1250, f11 at 20 seconds for the first image. Image number 2. Number 3. And number 4.
So 4 images in total to pull this one together. Overall, I thought it was pretty okay. I lost a little bit of detail in the sky, but still makes for a nice composition. From here, it was time to leave Diana's bath. Well, after one more photo. There's always time for one more.
We're doing well on time. I think we were going to be able to do one more stop on the way back. Cathedral Ledge isn't too far from here, so we're going to hop in the car and head over there next. But somehow never even managed to make it over to here. Not a bad view. All right, let's get a picture or two.
I took a few pictures with my 16 by 35, then switched out to my 70 by 200, and I kept noticing something. It was difficult to pick out individual scenes that I liked without developments ruining the overall image. But then, I had an idea.
This is quite the view. Just for kicks and giggles, let's try and stitch together a large panorama of the image with the 70 by 200.
I know, another panorama, so we're up to 3 for the trip. But this ended up working out really well with this overall scene. I think there's merit to whenever people are saying, you had to be there to be able to see it and get a feel for it. So whenever I finished this, it came out to be 209 megapixels. But I think it does a favor to the overall scene. Without being there, you get to be there. Before calling it a day, I had to stop at one of my favorite spots on the way back, and that is Chocorua Lake.
Thanks so much for joining. I'm Christine. We'll see you next time.
Cheers if you made it this far. This is the last video of the Spring 2024 New England series. I'll have a playlist linked here if you missed any. Summer is just kicking off and I'm due to go backpacking. I'll be doing photography at the same time, so if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe. Till then.